this is a lady. Hold on. Hello.
Hey Frank,
Yes.
it's Rick 65.
I'm on the air right now. So you're.
Okay,
Why did I call you?
this afternoon, maybe
Oh, Rick, you're the gentleman that with the brother, the family. Yeah, 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 yeah. Okay, go ahead. Well, because I'm on the air right now. I told you I was going to do UB2B. Go ahead and tell me what you need.
IQB. How much per mil?
Yeah, we're going to definitely have to do that tonight. So you call, let's say around 9. We should be done around 8. I hope to have supper. Call me around 9, and I will gladly help you to order dinars, okay?
Okay, Frank.
All right.
Okay.
You bet, brother. Bye bye. Hey, Jan, why
Yes.
don't you write this down? The poor guy, he was sound like he really definitely wanted. It's always something, man. Here I am, ready to go, and it's always something. There it is, that top number right there. And the late, she should have been here. Hi, greetings, family. Hold on a second. It's always something, man. I tell you. Alrighty, you ready, Tink?
Yes.
3, 2, 1, go. Nope.
Unmute it.
Are you sure it's on, baby?
Yes.
Okay, because this didn't work.
It's showing that.
Nope, no work. So when the lady calls, Dr. Lana, I'll just leave it
Dr.
on.
Lana's not coming on tonight.
Oh, I'm sorry, Dr.
Randy's gonna
Randy.
call in this
Just
phone.
too many things on my head, Jen. I'm sorry. So now we got, you have to mute my side.
She's on now.
Oh, Dr. Randy's on. Okay.
I'm here.
Hi, Dr. Randy. It's been a
Yeah.
it's been a heck of a day. Now let's get started. You say it is on, Jen,
Yes.
recording?
Yes.
Greetings, family. Welcome to another one of your discombobulated Frank 26 UB2Bs. It is the 16th of December 2021, and I greet you in agape love. We are KTFalways.com. We have Dr. Randy from Longevity that's going to talk to us for a little bit, and then when she's done, I'm going to talk to you. Yeah, we have some very powerful information that we're very privileged to share tonight. And also, I'm going to explain some articles because, in my opinion, the internet doesn't know what they're talking about. And I look forward to sharing my opinion with you so that you can understand what they're talking about. Dr. Randy, are you there?
I'm here. It's
Huh?
so good to be here tonight and
Indeed,
to
the
have a
floor.
little bit more time.
Yes, ma'am. The floor is yours. Go right ahead.
All right, fantastic. And hello, everybody that's out there, listeners from all over the world. It's just so amazing about these podcasts and YouTube that we do. Radio has changed. I don't know if most of you know my background. I am a naturopathic doctor, and I did receive my diploma from the Trinity School of Natural Medicine. But prior to that, I've been a talk show host for 8 straight years for a Fox affiliate talk show host. I've actually been a guest speaker on the Sean Hannity radio show and have kind of made my rounds in this world. And so I definitely have a passion for it. But I did go into health and nutrition many, many years ago and decided that I was going to continue and get credentialed and did become indeed a naturopathic doctor and specialized in the face, tongue, and nail analysis. And a naturopathic doctor, because I do get that question all the time, what is that? Well, there's medical doctors, which is allopathic medicine, and then there's naturopathic. Just take the word apart. We do everything natural. We don't diagnose, treat, or prescribe. And we have to say things like that because there's, agencies that force you to do that, even though what I do is 5,000-year-old original medicine, probably a lot longer than that even. So I do everything the natural route. I really love the traditional form of medicine. If you need an emergency type of situation, they're fantastic at saving lives. And I have several friends that are trauma ER doctors. But I want to talk about what I do. You know, the medical community right now, everybody knows that the healthcare costs are super skyrocketed, and it forces people to look at remedies like mine. So, you know, what do I specialize in? What was that based on nail analysis? Well, it's where I do what they used to do, which is actually take a look at the body, the way it stands today. So for those that are listening that have never heard me, get a mirror while I'm talking to you, because I'm going to go over a lot of things that are in your face, on your tongue, top and bottom. And if you have some of those things, you need to reach out and call me, because I've been working with Frank's audience now for a little over a year, and we've had many emergencies come out of this crowd. So a lot of people are sitting at home suffering right now, and it's needless. You know, I have clients all day long that come to me with stage 4 kidney failure, autoimmune, arthritis type situations, bone and joint needing replacements in the hips and in the knees, Lyme disease, fibromyalgia type autoimmunes, the Parkinson's, all the different dementias. There's like 11, 12, 13 different dementias. And my protocols are always the same, typically 90 to 120 days. Now, if you had a situation like Owen, who's out in the crowd probably tonight listening, who, you know, definitely gets in touch with me every single month, and I will explain why my clients get in touch with me every single month. But Owen actually had a heart attack and a stroke and passed away, and they revived him and brought him back. So he was more of a dire situation. We've got a lot of things to turn around in his situation, and that's okay. I had a gal call me tonight. She's 3 weeks into my protocol, and she's like, do you see any changes yet? She sent me over fresh photos of the top and bottom of the tongue. And I said, well, 3 weeks is a little bit early. You spent, I think it was 59 years was her age. I said, you spent 59 years going the wrong direction. Can you give me more than 3 weeks? So it's not unrealistic. And people it's a very frustrating community. Like, people get frustrated and quit very early on themselves. And it's just such a letdown, Frank, when I see people say, well, you know, I've been at it 30 days and I just can't keep going. Really? You spent 59 years doing it the wrong way. You're not willing to give yourself 90 to 120 days to get that turned around, whatever it is that might be ailing you. There's a gentleman that's out in the crowd tonight that also had a heart issue, and he sent me photos in the last 24 to 48 hours, and I took them apart, and I put day 1 on the top of it and day 60 on the bottom photo, which was his most fresh. So on day 1, the man looked like death warmed over. Day 30, still looked like death warmed over. And now the 60-day photos, for the first time in 60 days that I have been in contact with him, he actually had a huge smile on his face. And he looked like he had color again, and he was coming back to life. The body, when it gets beat up so badly for so many years, has no choice but to, like, as soon as you start to give it that goodness, it'll just slurp it up like this is the most amazing goodness. You're just bathing the body in very particular things. And so how do you figure out what those particular things are? For example, I had a gentleman come to me today, and he sent some updated photos. And as it turned out, he did my protocol for the first month, and the second month he just basically skipped it and did like real barest minimum. And he sends me a photo, and he's got something going on in his eye. Basically, the blood vessels have popped, and his eye just looks just very bloody. The blood's not getting out. You kind of just have to think about that as like a bruise. And I said, you know, I went and I looked him up real quick in the system to see what all he had done, and he had skipped on the protocol the second month. And the thing is, you can't skip on it. You got to be aggressive because the body needs it. And to have that happen in his eye, what if that was something that went to his brain or went to his heart? You got to give the protocols enough time. So enough said on that. So back to the face tongue nail analysis. So when I look at the face and the tongue and the nails, they tell a timeline and they tell a story. If if you look at a tree, you cut the tree in half, it'll tell you if the tree was exposed to fire, to pestilence, to a flood, and it will tell it to you in those rings of the tree. So the tongue, if you will, if you kind of break the tongue up into quadrants, let's start with the tongue. If you just, and this is just a generalization, not an exact, but if you take the top of the tongue and you divide it up into 4 quadrants, the back quadrant being basically the kidney bladder. The next quadrant moving forward, you're going to be looking at, very close in the digestive area, stomach, large, small intestine, etc. Moving in front of that, that's more of your respiratory, and then moving in front of that is the heart. So what am I looking for in those systems? I'm looking for cracks, pits, discoloration, white, yellow, brown, and even black coating. I'm looking for waviness around the edges. Every single one of those things will tell me something different. For example, if you have waviness around the edges, that is telling me that you have either hypoglycemia or a spleen issue. Because the tongue is so enlarged and it's pushing into the teeth, that waviness is actually coming from the pushing into the teeth. It has no place to go. So it's literally pushing into those teeth and taking on the literal impression of the teeth. So if you have waviness around the edges of the tongue, you need to reach out to me because we can get you the exact, very targeted help that you need. In the nails, that's another one. Things that I look for in the nail. Ridges, spots. They can be, little white spots. There can be, how you have the half moon down around the cuticle. It's usually the little white spot that's down around the cuticle. Sometimes they come in red. Sometimes they come in white. If they come in red, that's a problem. If you have those half moons on less than 8 of your fingers, then you have a problem going on in the body, and it's something that needs to be addressed. If you have the half moons on the thumbs only, that's also a pretty severe problem. It's a big indicator that you need to reach out to someone like me so that you can get the help that you need. And I will say this too, most naturopaths don't study this modality. This is something that I became an expert at. I literally went to Wisconsin and worked with an acupuncturist who specialized in this. And we were busy for months and months and months. And I think he had 6 or 8 different beds that were constantly rotating with people coming in for acupuncture. It was not uncommon for us to have 6 to 8 people there all at the same exact time, bouncing from room to room. And every single one of them was sticking out their tongue so I could take a look at that and see what was going on in the body. And an acupuncturist will say, that the tongue is hot, or they'll tell you if you have moisture or not moisture, etc. On the underneath of the tongue, if they look at that and they see that is red, they'll tell you it's hot, but it really doesn't tell you much else. But what is represented underneath of the tongue is the heart and the liver. So if you have, I say it like this, Frank, if your tongue on the underneath is all fleshy colored, that's fantastic. If I know you have the veins, capillaries, blood vessels, etc. there, but if I see that blood kind of stagnated in them, then we know we have a problem. So if it's all fleshy colored, it's like a fast-moving LA freeway. But if I see the blue, purple, or black in the underneath of those, then we have a stagnation of the blood, a lack of oxygen, a lack of flow, and we need to get that moving. So an acupuncturist would say that you needed to move your energy or your chi. That's a big one. And at the end of the day, it's saying that you need to move the blood. So as a naturopathic doctor, I focus on getting that blood moving. How do I do it? Well, I have a couple very, very aggressive synergistic products that work together. They go into the body. They have some cofactors with them. You just take it 1 in the morning, typically 1 at night, and it will dilate all the veins, capillaries, blood vessels, etc., so that we get that blood flowing again. But then there's 3 cofactors in that will start chiseling away at that blockage. And then we hit it with a 1-2 punch. Something else that basically finds all that broken up trash in the bloodstream and it sweeps it out and it will cleanse itself. So if you have blue, purple, or black on the underneath of the tongue, you need to reach out to me and we will get you the help that you need. And I keep saying that, but I'm not really telling you where to go. I have a toll-free number. It's 844-275-1056. Now, I want to differentiate the two different analyses that I do, okay? Right now, through Sunday night,
Yeah,
I
just
have
going
a free tongue analysis for all of Frank's listeners. That is normally $160 value, and I'm giving it to Frank's listeners for totally free, okay? And every 30 days that you're on my protocol, which, Frank, I've never, ever spoken about this on your call before, but every 30 days that people are on my protocol, whether you got the free or the other, you will still send me photos of the top and bottom of the tongue every 30 days, and together we track that healing. There isn't a doctor on the planet that does this. So the full analysis is for people, anyone can get it. And it's a real fun analysis to do because that's different. It's not just the tongue. It's the full face, nails, tongue. You can throw the toenails in there. It's any marks of concern on the body. It's where you get in detail and tell me all kinds of things that are going on, things you've been diagnosed with, etc. And that one there is a charge for. But you also get a full written report. It's very thorough. You get, I don't know how many videos and diagrams and charts and things that come with it. So it's pretty phenomenal. And you can check that out at thebodycan.com/schedule. You can check them both out there, and you can see the price for the one that I'm giving everybody for free. And then for you, if you have more serious issues, for sure, don't play around. Definitely get the full one. But these are very, very detailed. So we've talked about the bottom of the tongue, a little bit on the top of the tongue, about the quadrants. If you have cracks in any one of those 4 quadrants, you need to be getting help. And people don't understand. Your body is a vehicle, okay? And you drive this vehicle for as long as you possibly can. And you don't maintenance it. Or you'll give it pieces of the puzzle, but you don't give it the whole puzzle. That's a big mistake. People don't understand that the gallbladder needs help, that the liver needs help, the spleen, pancreas, the kidneys. Each individually need help. The adrenals. Are you exhausted? Most people are exhausted, but you're not giving the adrenals any support. I have very, very specific, targeted products for these issues. And again, 90 to 120 days, 3 to 4 months on average to get these things turned around, to feel on top of the world. One mistake that a lot of people do is they think, oh, I made it to 60, I made it to 70, life was good, I'm in those golden years, and, this is all it is. Have you not seen the 90 and 100-year-old bodybuilders that are out there living a full life? And it's just eating right and supplementing fully, little weightlifting, and they look amazing. You do not have to curl up and die just because you hit 60 or 70. And I help to hold your hand so that we can get you over that threshold and over that terrible thinking so that you can think, yeah, okay, I want to live longer and I want to experience more of this world. Eventually this world will get righted. There's no question. So why not be strong through it instead of going into these later years with aches and pains? That's ridiculous. There's no point in having that. And then a couple of things that I wanted to touch on, which people, they suffer, things like vertigo, they get AFib, there's all, the bone and joint issues. Listen, we have 24 bones in our skull and in our face, and that includes the jawbone. People, medical doctors don't even think about that. But when you lose minerals in the bones, they generate a lot of bone matrix, which is a tannin-like material that maintains the architecture and strength of those bones. For example, ringing in the ears is the squeezing of the 8th cranial nerve. That's a result of osteoporosis of the skull. And if you mention osteoporosis of the skull to most medical doctors, they look at you sideways. They think you can just get osteoporosis in other places, but not the skull. Why? You have all those bones. Of course you can get it there. So a lot of people on this call, because heart issues are the number one reason that people drop, there's something called AFib, and it's actually not a heart problem. Okay, that's going to defy all logic of most medical doctors out there and a lot of the listeners out here. They'll say, "Oh, I had a heart problem. My heart was racing." Blah blah. AFib is actually not a heart problem. It's almost always a back problem and a degenerative disc disease. So as the vertebrae get closer together and as the discs shrink, they begin to smash the roots of the spinal nerves. The spinal nerves regulate the rhythm and the rate of the heartbeat. And when a person gets into a funny position or reaches around in a funny position behind them, etc., bending over, lifting things up, they set off that AFib attack. Okay, so we have to support and promote the maintenance and repair of the back. And that reduces the risk of an AFib episode. And I would never suggest or promote ever somebody going and getting like a defibrillator or, there's just different things that they do, ablations, etc. You've got to go to the original root cause, okay? And that is probably a form of the osteoporosis, okay? Because we have that there. It's totally plausible that is one thing that can happen to people. So I just want you to understand that it's not what you think it is. Heart or blood sugar issues, 90 to 120 days. Were you ever diagnosed as a type 2 diabetic? Were you born that? No. If you weren't born it, and I don't care what it is, out of the 800 plus so-called diseases, they're all reversible, in my opinion, if you were not born with them. Okay? So 90 to 120 days, high, low blood pressure, things like that, reversible. Are you trying to get my attention?
No.
Okay.
No.
All right. So, okay, just making sure. So we talked about AFib, blood sugar issues. I don't want you, if you're sitting in your house right now, suffering from something, thinking that there isn't any help for you. I wanted to hammer that hardcore tonight to everybody who's listening. And I want you to know this too, that every single person's body, every single day, needs 60 minerals, 16 vitamins, 12 amino acids, and 2 to 3 fatty acids. That vehicle that you're driving, if it is missing any one of those, it has a shot at breaking down. Whether it's today or tomorrow, doesn't matter. But ultimately, it cannot continue to move forward. Animals don't make minerals, so if you're eating the animals, you're not going to get the minerals. Plants, for all the vegetarians out there, plants cannot make minerals. So if you're eating plants, you're not going to get the minerals. I mean, there's a lot of very weak-looking, malnourished vegans that are out there that think that they're doing it right. And I get the whole don't eat animal thing, although I do eat a good steak every single week. But the minerals are found in the earth, in the rocks, and the soil, and in the water. And the mass farming is only putting 3 nutrients into the ground. So how much good do you think you're going to actually get out of that plant? Not a whole lot. And that's what you have to realize. We're not getting it from the food. The plants actually suck the minerals out of the soil through the roots, and then they metabolize them into their cell structure. And when we eat those plants, we absorb the minerals. But the minerals are not evenly spread all over the world. I've talked about this before. For example, selenium is in abundance in Minnesota and Wisconsin. So what happens if you live in South Dakota or Kansas or Maine and it's not there in the ground, but yet it's a trace mineral that you have to have every day? That is one of my top go-tos for people that are suffering cysts, tumors, and all of these things that grow and grow and grow that they say you have to get surgery for. The thing is that there's no place on God's green earth where all 60 minerals are found all together in the topsoil. So to ensure the health of our bodies, you must supplement your diet with minerals. So if I look at your tongue, for example, and I see these little strawberry seeds, these little speckle spots that are all over the tongue, I know that you have a hormonal imbalance. And so you'll go get the fake, the bioidenticals, or you'll take this mineral or this vitamin. It's, again, a piece of the puzzle, you guys. You have to have very targeted nutrition for that particular location. And the thyroid will create hormones, and other body systems will create the hormones. So you have to have a variety of things in the body. So when you have, back to the tongue, that blue, purple, or black on the underneath of the tongue, that's like a 3, 5, maybe an 8-car pileup. And that's typically, not always, coming from eating foods cooked in oil. I highly recommend, if you never want to speak to me and you never want to reach out, that at the very least you go to my website, thebodycan.com, and all you have to do is put in your information right there, and it will shoot you over a document that has all of my good and my bad food list. And my bad food list is 100% non-negotiable. What's on it is not arguable. Science has proven that everything that's on that is cutting your life in half, cutting it shorter. And those things that look like food that aren't really food are not worth it at all. So I just want to make sure that everybody gets the nutrients in, even if you have nothing to do with me, if you don't want any of the analysis, if you don't want to take advantage of any of that going into the holiday and making 2022 a better year, a year of health, a year of happiness, a year without the anxieties and, the aches and the pains, etc., then, don't reach out. But if you do want to have a different life in the next year and you really want to commit to it, Dr. Randy, me, will hold your hand through this. Every 30 days, you send the photos. It doesn't mean I'm going to have a long, lengthy conversation. It means I'm going to take a look at that, and I'm going to look at the protocol you're on and make sure that we're on track. So again, 844-275-1056. The website is thebodycan.com/schedule. I think I did pretty good on time there, Frank.
Fantastic. Dr. Randy, I had a lady that called me this week, and I sent her to you, and the subject was about fibrillation. I used to suffer from that before I got involved with my supplementation, from you and the other products that we have. All my life, at least once a month, I would have a fibrillation. I was born with a prolapse valve that was not functioning properly. I guess we all have problems with our hearts. In fact, we're all born with a hole in our heart until it heals up in between the ventricle walls. But in my case, I suffered from it, and every now and then I could feel my chest actually jump. And I would have to catch my breath. I'd stop. I'd get very thirsty, very tired. And it would just, mess my day up. But
Yeah.
I started to supplement. I started to work out it was about a good 20 years ago. And it started to change in my life right around the turn of the century. And then the supplementation came into my life after 2004. And yeah. I pray that this person. Did you get a phone call from anybody this week talking about heart fibrillations?
I would have to go check with my assistants because they take all that information. But yeah, we'll look at it. Do you
Gotcha.
remember a first name?
No, I'm afraid I don't. She was calling about herself and her husband. But
Okay.
I send them over to you, and I'm sure that they'll talk to you. And I'm glad that you talked about that subject today because they're probably listening. And I would reiterate for them to give you a call so that you can help them out. But I'm very proud of you, Dr. Randy. I thank you for your products. I tell you what, the next time we get together, you can bring in, what's that gentleman's name that was with Marlon Perkins?
Oh, Dr. Joel Wallach, yes.
That's right, Dr. Joe Wallace. There's another gentleman that's very well known, astute. The next time we do a 30-minute UB2B, let's bring him in. And maybe we can even open it up to questions and answers.
That would be outstanding.
Yes,
He's
indeed.
fantastic.
Yes.
He's probably the best naturopathic physician in the world, literally.
When I found out what he did with animals around the world, I realized, oh my goodness, if he can do that with animals, save them the way he did, well, I guess maybe
Yeah,
we... Go ahead.
for example, he cured something called white muscle disease in the animals,
Yep.
and that, Frank, is fibromyalgia in people.
Yep.
So I deal with fibromyalgia clients all day long, every day, and they get better, all of them.
Praise God. Well, I want to thank you, Dr. Randy, for representing Longevity, your products, and also for helping everybody the way you do. You're very cordial, you're very sweet, you're very polite, and I thank you for helping our family. We'll hook up with you again soon, okay?
Sounds great. Thank you so much. God bless you all. Have a wonderful, wonderful weekend.
Indeed. Bye-bye. You
Bye-bye.
say you have tinnitus? Who is that? Dinar Happiness for 40 years. Wow. I would call her. Yeah, I would call her. Give it a shot. See if she can help. Alrighty. Wait a minute. Ray says, hey, Frank, I asked if you had a conversation with Iceman, and if so, can we ask what the outcome was? No, we have not received any phone calls from his translator yet. That's a good question, Ray, because if she had called, oh, I would have shared it with you. Yeah. Anyways, let's get to work. Let's talk about the Iraqi dinar, because at 7 we invite you to our Bible study with Pastor Kendall. It might behoove you to come to the Bible study so you can give praise to God. From what you're about to hear, everything that I'm going to share with you is strictly in my opinion, okay? Just in my opinion. Now, what I wanted to do is I was going to go into our Fireflies report, because I was with you on Monday, so that would be Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Yeah, a lot has happened. And the interesting thing is that the articles that are released from Iraq, I keep telling you, I don't believe that they're complete. I believe that the monetary reform education is happening so fast that they don't even have time to really put it in articles. Because it's really not important to be put into articles. What is important, though, is that it be put into the minds, the psyche, the education, the understanding in the Iraqi citizens. And that's exactly what's going on. And it's happening fast, very fast. What I don't know if I'm going to go into Eddie's report. We've got 30 minutes to be together. Pastor Kendall would give me more time if required, but I don't want to overdo it. But we'll see. If not, we'll save it for our next Monday UB2B. Oh my goodness, by then, can you imagine? But we'll see if we share a little bit, if anything.
Your
Yes,
next
Tink.
UB2B is on Tuesday.
Ah, my next UB2B is on Tuesday, by the way. Make a note of that. Because next Monday is my birthday. Thank you, CBI. There he goes again. He's teasing us. Martha, give me the remote control. I'm changing this channel. He can't. It's a UB2B. Well, I'm going to turn the TV off. He doesn't know what he's talking about. He's teasing us. What is this happy birthday stuff on the 20th? Well, listen to him. Maybe he'll show you an article that will prove it. What I want to do, family, is I want to talk to you. Tank, go ahead and turn the heater on, because I'm cold too, and we're going to move the camera over so that they can see what I'm about to do over here. Now, I know you belong. It'd be best. I know that you belong to KTFOs.com. I know you do. If you don't, you should. So go into KTFOs.com, go to page 68 in the final article thread. Come, join me. Alrighty, family. I'm trying to get it as level as I can. But if you go to our final article thread and go to page 68, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take you on a little tour here. I don't know if I like the way this is looking. Let me see if I can move it a little bit more. Oh, yeah. What do you think? Let me push it back a little bit there. There you go. That's a little bit more centered. Now, what we're going to do, family, is we're going to do a very serious study. We're going to do a very serious study because I'm concerned. Yeah, I'm concerned. And what I'm concerned about is, well, let me give you an example. First of all honor and glory to our Heavenly Father. I'm not sitting here trying to be egotistical. I pray that you have seen that my face has changed. I pray that you've seen that my fruits are sweeter. I pray that you see that I take you to Jesus Christ, into God's throne room way before I give you any criticisms about anyone. But it turned out that yesterday, some other guru, when they were broadcasting, they started to become very critical of me. That's okay. It doesn't matter. But then they also brought in some other guy that was sitting in a car smoking a cigar. I don't know. He was saying that Frank 26 doesn't know what he's talking about. I'm sorry. I truly am sorry to have to tell you, you don't know what you're talking about. You have absolutely no understanding, no idea. You see, family, yesterday they were criticizing KTFA, me, Walking Stick, about the articles that were saying that they're going to they're going to reduce the value of the Iraqi currency. And they were saying, oh, look, you see, it says right here, very plain and clearly, they're going to reduce the dinar value, the exchange. Yep, they're going to it's not going to go up in value. This ain't going to happen for years. Everybody is screwed. Yep, that's what's going on. So now that I say that to you, and you have that in the back of your head, at the very end of our conference call, of our UB2B tonight, I will fix that. Now let's go on a little tour, starting with this first article right here. Oh my God, look at that, Jan. Isn't that amazing? Isn't that just amazing? The stress to be me is no fun at all. Final article number 1342. Now, we talked about these on Monday, so I'm going to go really fast on these. The Central Bank is signing a memorandum of understanding with Emirate banks. Actually, they're signing with every bank in the world. Why? Why? Because the Iraqi currency is about to go international. And right here you can see United Arab Emirates is just one of many countries that are so excited to be working with the Central Bank of Iraq because they know that they're Article 8. They know they're Article 8. Then the CBI says to the 70, actually it's well over 100 exchange companies that were on the borders of Iraq, they told them, okay, you're going to go ahead and get your license back now. Ready, set, go. Because we now have stability and security in our country and in our central bank. Nobody's going to mess with us any longer. Now, the central bank also wants the citizens to know we got a cash reserve that has been increased up to $64 billion. Well, no. I'm sorry. I hate to disagree with you. It's a whole lot more than that. All they're telling you is the cash reserves of the dollars that they have. You have no idea of their assets. It is unbelievable, let alone what Washington, D.C. is about to release that we've already talked about, didn't we, family? Now, what does this do? Well, what it does, it makes it able for us to influence, to change, basically, the exchange rate and to provide a comfortably stable economic environment. Yeah, there you go, family. What more does anybody want? Psst, any negative humans out there? Behold. Really? Final article number 1345. The central bank Iraq has become attracted to investors. What do I keep saying? What do I keep saying? She's the prettiest girl in town. Everybody wants to come into Iraq and deal not only with their economic reform, but with their banking sectors. The banking sectors is on the rise. Yeah, and so is your currency and your exchange rate. And that's the only reason why the whole world is pouring into your country. The CBI, the United States Treasury, has a surprise for you, they told you, in your budget. Final article number 1346. The sources reveal that the arrival of an American convoy loaded with war equipment into the Al-Assad area. Now, we talked about this on Monday. I'm not going to spend too much time. We ain't going nowhere. That's it. Why? Because we're done protecting the green zone. We're done protecting the green zone. Thank you very much. Final article number 1347. The Arab Monetary Fund announces the signing of a memorandum of understanding with MasterCard to support the growth of cross-border payment to the Arab region and global markets. Why? Well, because they've been Article 8 all year long. It's not an option. You got no choice but to be international in everything that you are doing. From your banks to Booma to your MasterCard, Visa, everything. Do you mind? Of course not. Well, then this whole article explains it and breaks it down step by step. From the very start, one, cards, all the way through. Final article number 1348. Quarterly compliance reports a template. Yeah, you better believe it. And the reason why is because our borders are secure. We're charging you tax. If you come in, if you leave, if you go sideways, if you go upside down, we are in control of our borders. Final article number 1349. The central bank foreign cash reserves have boosted confidence in the Iraqi economy. Yeah, they told you that it was $64 billion, but they did not include the CBI's total foreign cash reserves, nor their assets, nor their precious minerals, nor what's being returned by Washington, D.C., nor what they have untapped in the ground. Never mind. It's just unbelievable what this country is about to do for the Middle East, let alone for a lot of currencies around the world. The Minister, final article number 1350, the Minister of Planning announces the financing of 1,000 projects across Iraq. This is what I told you about on Monday. They're called the SMEs, remember? I told you the small, the mediums, these are the enterprises of Iraq. The CBI is making sure that every company in Iraq, every private investor in Iraq, every Iraqi citizen in Iraq is successful. Final article, and you can't be successful at a program, right? Speaking of that, final article number 1351, introductory lecture. Okay, what you want to talk to us? Who is this? The CBI. Oh, CBI, what's up, buddy? What do you want to talk about? Well, we want to teach you all these different things, e-commerce, the objectives of our government, our concept of what we're doing with our governance, our new our new training developing centers, everything. This is the education. All of this is extremely powerful for the international world. And none of this, not for a stupid program rate. Thank you very much. And this is the education family to the citizens. They love that one, by the way. Final article number 1352, the expectations of an unprecedented growth of the economic situation in Iraq. You think? You think? Economic explosion because of the monetary reform completion. When you see this, you got Finch over here jacking up their credit rating. You got GCC talking great about them. Iraq is exploding at a program rate. I mean, didn't you hear the other gurus? The other gurus made it very clear to you, CBI. What are you, stupid, CBI? You're decreasing the value of your currency. How can you do all these things? You're stupid. Or is it that those that are reading the articles are stupidly interpreting what you're trying to tell the Iraqi citizens? Final article number 1353. Well, we're going to decrease the value of the dinar. Liars. Look, we got enough Democrats that just won't let go of Trump and they lie about him. And Iran just cannot let go of the monetary reform of Iraq, can you? This article is one of about 25 that came out in the last 3 days since I've been with you on Monday, family. This article is telling you that they're going to decrease the value of the Iraqi dinar? Well, wait a minute. Really? And when you break it down, when you follow all that we got in here for you, you're going to understand. Here's another article. The central bank announces the preparation of a study of currency structured projects and warns against changing the exchange rate. You see, Frank? You see? I told you. They're going to decrease the value of the dinar. I told you. You knucklehead. Look at central banker is saying, hey, no, don't change it. Don't change the exchange rate. I told you, Frank. I told you, you knucklehead. Fine. Now, sidebar, family. We'll come back to the knuckleheads in just a second. Next, final article number 1354. Despite paying off the debts, America plays the role of guardianship to deprive Iraqis' wealth. Basically what we're saying is that the Marshall Plan worked. It worked in Germany. It worked here. The Marshall Plan worked. I mean, we're giving you back everything. We took we took your government, right? Kazemi, you doing okay? Yep, Iran's out of here. We took your currency. We replaced it with 3-0 notes. Mustafa, you ready to introduce the new small category notes? Yeah. Okay. Mustafa, I heard that you actually said that you're not going to put out any more of the currency? Yeah. And the gurus went crazy and they said, there you go, Frank. You see, the central bank governor said he's not going to put out any more currency. You see, you're wrong. Am I wrong, Mustafa, central bank governor? No. I'm not going to put out any more of our currency. How stupid would it be for me to put out more of our 3-0 currencies? I told you I'm not going to do that. And if the gurus did not understand that, that's their problem. Because I've been telling the citizens of Iraq until my face turned kind of blue that I'm going to introduce to them a new small category note. I even showed them the old notes from the 1940s. I showed them the exchange rate from the 1940s. I guess those other gurus were not paying attention when I was educating the Iraqi citizens. But you must have been paying attention, Frank. Yeah. Frank. What? Go ahead and prove it to them. Okay. Final article number 1355, the culture of saving and the dinar crisis. Well, yeah, it was a crisis, wasn't it? And when you read this article, you're going to find out that, man, oh man, Rafadim Bank is calling that all citizens of doing business. Wow, the education of the citizens and to the dinar mattresses has finally worked. You're educating the citizens? Yeah. And they're bringing in the dinar mattresses? Yeah, by the truckload. Well, that's a good report for Hadim Bank. Thank you very much. This is what you wanted, right? Oh, yeah. You see, the education to the citizen continues. The Arab Monetary Fund issues a study. A study? Yeah. On the risk of the money laundering and the terrorist financing of the banking sectors of Arab countries in light of the corona pandemic. No, actually, in light of Iran. And when you read this, you'll see that the education to the citizen is just getting stronger and stronger. Hey, citizens, what? Come here. What you want? We got an organized workshop. Come here. What you want? We want to teach you about some mechanisms that we're preparing for you. Come here. Where? In the Central Bank of Iraq. Come here. Okay, I'll be right there. Final article number 1357. Al-Kazemi's advisor on the delay of approving the 2022 budget. Iraq is committed to the financial management law by spending 112. Now that's fascinating. What do I say? Notice they don't tell you why they may delay the budget. In all honesty, family, no. This is Al-Kazemi's advisor saying, we may not be able to give you the budget at the start of the year. Why? Because the CBI is not done with the education to the citizens of Iraq. Oh, really? I think so. Who are you? I'm just the advisor for Kazemi. Kazemi, do we pay attention to this guy? No. No. Mustafa Galay is going to give me the new exchange. Actually, I got it. It's in the white papers. It's in the budget. And it's going to be a surprise for everybody. But you know what this is? What? It's a shot across the bow. It is? To who? To Iran and anybody else that's stupid enough to think that we are not going to raise the value of our currency and introduce new small category notes to our citizens. Exactly the way we've been telling them. So we don't have to tell you jack of why we're saying that, but Frank just did. Please enjoy the article if you want more. Final article number 1358. Iraq foreign reserves rise on currency devaluation, oil prices, C-Bank and governor. Well, in my opinion, family, a lot more than 64 billion caused this to happen. What do you think caused that to happen, family? What do you think caused it to happen? Well, let me see here. Wow, that's pretty good. And what about this? Whoa, yeah, I agree with you. And what about? Well, we were meeting with all of these people that you just said wow about, and sometimes we met with them twice a day. I know. Every Saturday you were meeting with them, and just recently I told the family that now you're meeting at least twice on Saturday, and now with the IMF, and you're confessing it. Thank you very much. Who else with? And the World Bank. That's what we told the family. And who else with? But the Iraqi government's financial situation. England is much better now because of all of these meetings. Yeah, I know. Final article number 1359. The central bank is talking about returning the dollar exchange rate to 1200. You see, Frank, you don't know what you're talking about. You're stupid. You're stupid. You're really stupid. Look, central bank. That's the central bank. That's the guy. And he's talking about returning the dollar exchange rate to 1200. Family, yeah. Yeah, let's pray that's exactly right. This article is 100% correct. Oh, you're stupid, Frank. Did he say it's 100% correct? Yeah. Maybe we better listen to what he has to say. It turns out, family, that the gurus out there just simply don't know what they're talking about. And Walking Stick and I had a good laugh about it yesterday and this morning. But we were concerned about you, and we want to make sure that you understand. Yes, the central bank is working very hard to returning the dollar exchange rate to 1200. Look, let me try to teach you something. Well, I kind of drew it out here, wrote it out here. Oh man, I just cut half of the notes off. Nah, it's all right. Let me see if if they can even see this. First, let me center it for you guys. Let's see here. Come down, right there. Family, yeah. Forgive me if I am mocking anybody that mocked me. That's not what I should do. We should pray for them, and I pray that I will be able to educate them and help them right now. That's right, Judith Miller. Glory to God. Now, when they say to you that they are lowering the exchange rate and returning the dollar exchange rate to 1200, they're talking about an increase in the value of the Iraqi dinar. Look. Back in 2003, and you have to forgive me because I didn't get a chance to look these up for your accuracy, but I think you'll understand very well. When we went in there back in 2003, the exchange rate of the Iraqi dinar against the American dollar was something like 4,500, 4,800 to 1. It was about 5 years or 6 years later when they printed a new batch. And it went down to around 3,600 to 1. And then about 2 years after that, another batch, another series, and it went to 1,460 to 1. And then it went to 1160 to 1. Well, on the 20th of last year, that it went from 1160. Now, granted, this is give or take. It may be 1140, 1180, I don't know, but I'm in the ballpark. And the point that I'm making is that when we arrived, it was beyond worthless. Beyond worthless. Okay? And as the years have gone by and as we've improved Iraq, the value of the Iraqi dinar has gone up. Oh, wait a minute. It went down on December the 20th. Why? Well, it went down 1190 to 1, I think it was roughly, so that they could bring in a whole bunch of 3 zeros so that they could pay a bunch of bills at a lower rate so that they could educate the citizens of what they were going to do. Well, that's great. And the goal is to get it to 1,000 to 1. And that's why they're telling the citizens, look, we're very close to getting it to 1,200 to 1. And God willing, maybe, oops. This whole cause, in my opinion, so it don't make no never mind. But you stop and think about it. Let's see what that oops was about. You want to? Or should we just end our conference call? Are you guys bored? I don't, is everybody okay? I still actually got 10 more minutes. You want me to continue or should we just stop now? So, this article here, I guess they want me to stop thinking.
No, they're coming.
I'm playing. I'm just playing. It's just me taking a break and trying to drink some water here. So, family, look at this article, 1,359 article, right? And unfortunately, the gurus saw this and they said, oh my, for crying out loud, I tell you, this keyboard. Oh, for crying out loud. I don't know what I was telling you, family. The central bank is talking about returning the dollar exchange rate to 1,200. And unfortunately, some people on the internet see this number and they said, oh, look, they're just decreasing it again. They're decreasing it. But they don't seem to understand that the smaller that the exchange rate number gets, it's not decreasing the value. It's actually increasing the value of the Iraqi dinar. This number is against the American dollar. So when you read this, darn right, praise God that they're doing this. Thank you. So today the central bank goes out. You should have seen Eddie when he found out about this. He says, Mr. Frank, do you understand this? I said, yeah. This is going to get them to 1,000 to 1. And then they can lift the 3 zeros and it'll be 1 to 1. Eddie, you're a genius. Yeah, I'm a genius. Yeah, but Eddie, the only reason you're a genius is because the education is explaining to you step by step what they're doing, and you understand it, and you have great confidence, and now you're bringing in your 3-0 notes, and right here it's added, there's no intentions for the bank to issue new denominations of currency. Excuse me? Excuse me? Oh, just chill, relax. We'll come back to that. No, wait. The CBI said that we have no intentions to issue new denominations. Mr. Frank, you see, you're wrong, says the guru. You see, CBI says we're not going to introduce no new currency. You see, Frank, you see, you're wrong. You're wrong. No, they're correct. You're wrong. The central bank, do you remember, family, we made it very clear to you. It was last week, in fact, 2 weeks ago. Walking Stick and I told you that the firm was told that they were not going to put any more 5,000, 10,000, 25,000 3-0 notes into circulation. Do you remember that, family? Oh, yes, I do, Frank. Behold. We have no intentions of introducing any more 3-0 notes into the streets, into the markets of Iraq, stupid gurus. We have all intentions of introducing a new small category note with a new rate that we've been explaining to the citizens, and you should be paying attention so that you can understand and learn too. So that is a masterpiece of an article. Final article number 1,360. It says that the central bank of Iraq announces the preparation of a study of the current of currency structure project and warns against changing the exchange rate. Yeah, and that study is being shown to the Iraqi citizens, and it's being explained to the Iraqi citizens. Apparently, everybody's understanding it, but the gurus. The central bank announces the preparation of a study. No, it's done. What was the study about? Well, it was about our currency structure. Oh, you mean the exchange rate? Yeah. And it warns against changing the exchange rate. You don't have to. It's already in the white papers, isn't it? It's in the budget, right? Mm-hmm. Well, that's why they're saying don't mess around with it anymore, man. Leave it alone. We don't need anything else. So all of a sudden, the central bank comes out and they tell you. They tell you, look, man, we ain't doing what you guys are thinking because we're going to introduce new small category notes. Don't be confusing. Don't be confusing anybody, especially the Iraqi citizens. We don't appreciate people that are talking on the internet like they know what they're talking about and causing confusion. He added, the bank has no intentions of issuing new denominations of the currency. of the currency? Of course not. Why would they issue more 3-0 notes, stupid? They've been desperately trying to remove them. So when you see the governor of the Central Bank of Iraq come out and tell you exactly what they're doing, exactly why they're doing it, based on the education of the citizens and what they've been telling them, then we should all be falling to our knees and praising God. This is the sentence that caused people to call me names in the last 3 days. That's okay. Because now those that call me names understand. And I am pleased that they understand now. This is fine article number 1361. It is Militia Man. He did a brilliant study about the borders, about the Buma, about what's going on with their currencies or multiple currency uses, their international currencies. You should read this. You should study this. Understand what this man did for you. It is a brilliant report. And then there is his analysis on top of it. It is super long because it is super packed. Look at this. I mean, he did a fantastic job. Thank you, Eminem. Alrighty, how much I got? 5 minutes. Going to page 69 on the final article thread. The final article number 1362. 1362. It says the economist is saying that what the central bank has achieved in terms of monetary reserves requires the government to reduce the exchange rate. And there it is again, family. These articles, like I told you, there was about 25 of them that came out. And the gurus got them. And boy, they started saying, look, it's never going to happen. They're telling you it's never going to happen. It's not going to be done. Is it? They're not going to make it. Oh, okay, whatever. But unfortunately, God bless them. They just didn't know what they were talking about. And now that I've explained it to you, or to them and to you, I pray that they can explain it to their following audience as well, too. In 2003, the rate was about 4,500 to 1. It has been reduced to 1460 and continues to be reduced until they get to 1 to 1. It started at a very large number, and it has to be reduced to a 1 to 1 ratio. And that's what they're doing so that they can depeg from the American dollar and be on par, not pegged to the American dollar, but 1 to 1, on par with it. Now let's go international. Because we got a lot of people that want to use the Iraqi dinar, and the value internationally is just going to skyrocket. The governor of the Central Bank of Iraq comes out with his staff and his people, and he's saying we're making it imperative. I mean, that can't be a more profound and serious word that says now stat. Making it imperative for the government to reduce the dollar exchange rate a year after the decision to raise it by 23%. This is where silence is golden. And this is where I say to the CPI, thank you. Happy birthday, CBI. Happy birthday, Frank. Because a year later, it's extremely imperative that the exchange rate, exactly 1 year later, support the white papers and the economic reform. Because we've had a decision to raise the value. Happy birthday, Laura. Happy birthday, Child Light. Happy birthday to all of you that are saying happy birthday to me. Happy birthday. The central bank, the central bank's assurances. You promise? We do. You promise? Yeah, we do. What? On achieving a cash reserve of $64 billion, and that's just the dollars, is only a message to the government regarding issuing a decision either to continue the exchange rate rise or to reduce it. Okay. Let me try. Let me just ask. Okay, which do you think? Based on the articles, which do you think that they took? Which decision do you think that they took? Huh? Let me see here. I don't know. What decision do you think they took? Well, there are many question marks, and the government, especially since it's a great financial abundance and achieved, oil revenues and a high exchange rate. Excuse me. You took the higher. So the cash reserves achieved by the central bank should face a decrease in the exchange rate. I pray to God it does. Then you can get to 1-to-1 in the local markets, especially since poverty rates have risen according to this video. Okay. The Economist. is, uh, is this thing on? Hello? Is this thing on? I'm an economist. What do you want? The monetary reserves achieved by the central bank should be faced with a reduction in the exchange rate. Why? Because we got too much. We got too much money. And it's ridiculous to have a program rate as the reciprocal of it, stupid. Oh my goodness. Final article number 1363. Yeah, happy birthday to you too, 815. Oh man, I tell ya, we deserve this. Iraq deserves this. The only one that doesn't deserve it is Biden and Iran and China. And anyways, tsunami. What, the 7.3 earthquake? No. Tsunami scattered Turkish, Syrian, Lebanese, and Iranian Iraqs. How did this happen? What? Our currency. What about it? Our Turkey currency, our Syrian currency, our Lebanese currency, Iranian currency. It's all in the tank. It's all caca. It's deep in the outhouse. I wish I could do a UB2B with those brothers, those twin brothers. We'd be cracking up about everything, man. Tsunami, huh? Yeah. Yeah, I would say that your currency, those four currencies have drowned, and they're going to drown even more. Why? Because the economic reform of the Iraqi dinar was successful in removing terrorists like you because of the President of the United States of America called Donald J. Trump. Arab countries are desperate for the Iraqi currency to become a central hub in the Middle East. Aren't you guys? And that's just four of you. Biden can't touch this. Biden can't touch it. Biden can't touch this. Biden can't touch this. Thank you, President Trump. People don't know what you did, President Trump. But look, it's all here. That was a long report. And finally, final article number 1364. Israel reports that the army is preparing for a comprehensive war against Iran, the effects of which will last for years. That's right. I told you, family, at the end, Hillary would be there. You saw her just a few days ago giving her acceptance speech that she lost in tears, reading a book. You already know that Mars has life. It's in the frozen water, in the tundra underneath the planet's surface. But I also told you that at the end of all of this, it would usher in the end times. Behold. This is the first time that that Israel will prepare itself since 1947 to go to war. And look at who they're going to war against. Iran doesn't not want to pay attention. They are becoming a nuclear power, and the moment that they do, that will be bad for them. And they even insult the rest of the world by saying, "Yeah, you can have cameras in our nuclear facilities now. Yeah, you can put them up now. Yeah, UN, you want the cameras up so you can see what we're doing? Yeah, go right ahead." Because we already broke every damn law there is, and we already got every everything we need. The problem is that we keep having these explosions and earthquakes under our ground, and we just can't seem to figure those out. Yeah, well, don't worry about that because if you can't figure it out, which will not be satisfied with only attacking nuclear sites. Prepare yourself, family. Prepare yourselves. Take turn. Wait. Okay. So, there you go. I hope you enjoyed your UB2B for tonight. It's pretty packed. And what's interesting is that we have even more to share with you. Don't we always? It's good news. Um, I was going to give you, well, Jan, see if Pastor Kendall is okay if I have maybe just a few more minutes. Is he with us?
I don't, not that I'm aware.
Oh, dear. We have 1,000 with us.
He said take your time.
Thank you, Pastor Kendall. With that said, Heavenly Father, please give me the strength, give me the right words. Maybe it's in Jesus to give you all honor and glory. Amen. Ladies and gentlemen, the following is from Walking Stick to you, in our opinion. The guy, we'll call him the guy also, he went home. And while he was traveling home, another guy calls Walking Stick. And he tells them, how did it go with Guy? He said, very well. He was able to get to all the banks. He did everything he had to do. He's coming back home. What did he tell you? Oh, he told me this and that. No, there's more. Walking Stick says to guy number 2 on the phone, there's more. Yeah, in fact, guy number 1, he missed the meeting for today, yesterday's meeting. He missed the meeting for today. But he will be here tomorrow, today. And he will be able to attend the meeting with the IMF and the CBI. And it turns out that these 2 guys, they're partners. They're partners. And when the second guy arrived today, he was able to catch up with the meetings. In fact, the second guy on the phone with Walking Stick owns many more banks than the first guy. Can you imagine? And the first guy was sent to America to do what he had to do. So the second guy tells Walking Stick on the phone that, well, he missed the first meeting, and he should get to the second one on time. But at the first meeting, they told us, now I'm going to say to you, family, I'm going to say to you, I don't know what they told him. So instead, allow me to say it like this. What if they told the second guy that we're now going to show all of you bank owners the new small category notes? Wouldn't that be something if they did that? Now, in my opinion, if they did that, which would have been today, if they did that, it would be the real notes. These are the bank owners. Let me see this. Okay. Can I take some? Can I take those with me back to the bank? No, 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 no. We haven't released them yet. Well, what do you want me to do? Then, if I was, the CBI, I would tell these bank owners, take this with you instead. Take this with you. What's that? Samples? Poster board? Specimens? Their pictures? Descriptions of the new notes we're going to give them, but they're not real. They're not legal and tender. You can show those, but you can't take these with you. No, no, no. They're still top secret here. You'll get them soon. Actually, most of you already got them. Yeah. Okay. That would be fantastic. Yeah. In my opinion. I mean, I don't know if this is happening. I don't know. But I have to say that Walking Stick and I have come to the conclusion, and I shared a little bit of this with you on Monday. We've come to the conclusion that the Iraqi citizens have to see the new small category notes first before they are given the new small category notes and the exchange rate together. In my opinion, what is about to happen soon is that the banks of Iraq are going to show the citizens in picture form the description, the size, the colors, the pictures themselves, at samples form, specimen form, to the citizens' eyes, necks, on television and commercials, in the local newspaper. The newspaper is extremely important for the Iraqi citizens. In the electronic billboards, at the exchange centers, at the mosques, at the markets, at every bank, at every bank. Yeah. Can't have those. Can't take them out yet. Can't take them out. No, not yet. Nope, 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 nope. Let's show the Iraqi citizens first, okay? Okay. And look at here. When you take these sheets back to your bank, I mean, your managers were already with us, right? Okay. The executive levels. Look at your notes, family. We talked about the executive level about 3 months ago. And they know, yeah, it trickled down. So now you got to get this to the tellers. They're trained, right? They've already been trained, right? But now we got to get these samples to the tellers, because they got to explain to the citizens now. Your managers, your tellers, all of that. Yep, we got to get this to every private bank in Iraq right now. That's what we're doing. And when you stop and think about it, family, like I told you, the CBI made it very clear to Iraqi citizens and to you, we're not going to put back no 25K notes, 10,000, 5,000, 1. Well, if you look at your notes, when I got to the 1,000, I said, we're not too sure if these are being taken out right now, because they would need those, until they got the new ones. Yeah, last week, about 2 weeks ago, Walking Stick and I said that they would be gone from the ATM machines, from the banks, that they would not print them any longer. And that's why the articles are telling you very simply, no, we're not going to put out no more currency out in the street. And yes, I know that that's where it was misinterpreted, and I was called every name in the book, but that's okay. That's okay. As long as they understand now. And it causes them to be silent, but just for a while, they forget everything that we share, and then they complain again when they find something else to complain about. But we ignore them. Today I banned another person. I swear, in the 12 years, I think I banned maybe less than 10 people. I think I've already banned like about 5, 6 people. And I'll continue to ban. Say one negative thing. Say one stupid thing in my forum, on my UB2B. Bye-bye. If you can't see the honesty of what's going on, then you don't belong with us. Why should I torture you? Why should I keep you among us when you hate everything we're saying? I'm doing you what you want me to do. I'm releasing you to the rest of the world. Anyways, yeah, we told you they're not going to release any more currency into circulation. This is not open to. Okay, this is the best way to end our UB2 because it's already a quarter after. Family, even though I said everything to you tonight is in my opinion, when you read the articles, I'm sorry. This is not open. This is not open to an interpretation. This is now a fact. And you have to interpret that fact. If you interpret it wrong, that's your problem, but I'll help you as long as I can. The articles are true. 100% true. 100% true, because the education is important, and that's what they're doing right now. They're educating the citizens, telling them everything. And I think it's best that we stop with our notes and everything we got here. So, I won't be with you next Monday. Happy birthday to me. Happy birthday to CVI. Happy birthday to us. Happy birthday to you. And I pray for those that called me names and said whatever they said. I don't think you meant that. I don't think you meant that. Especially when you've heard me tonight. Maybe we can become friends. Maybe we can become friends. Thank you for helping Walking Stick. We're still about $700 short, but many of you helped out. Thank you for his chemotherapy. If you want to help, you're welcome to call me. My phone number is 419-283-2552. If we don't get enough every time when we need the money, we make sure that we take care of him and God takes care of him. Did you enjoy your conference call? Would you please come to our Bible study? Can we put up the Bible study phone number and
Yep, I will
you do that? We're putting it up on our UB2B. And for those of you that are listening on the phone, get a pencil and paper. I'll read you off the numbers, okay? And Pastor Kendall will lead you in our Bible study tonight. I'm going to do my very best to get there. If I can't, please forgive me. My schedules are packed, but let's see here. When you put it up, sweetheart?
I'm waiting for my page to
Oh,
come
it's
up.
going to take a bit.
It's on the first post, but it's a poster, so thank you.
Yeah, but for those that are here with us right now, hang in there, family. Tink is almost copying it and pasting it and bringing it over. Did you enjoy your UB2B? While we're waiting, do you have a question? Throw a question at me. I'd love to help you. Throw a question at me. As soon as Tink puts up the information of the Bible study, though, then I'm going to stop. Throw a question at me. Let's see. Pastor Kendall's Bible studies are awesome. Yes, they are, Danielle. Yes, they are. Let's see. No questions. Hawaii time for the Bible study, please. It'll start in about 5 minutes after I say bye-bye. Thank you. What, honey?
It's up there now.
Oh, there it is. Okay. Well, it looks like Holy La Hana Frank Ke Akuapu. Let's see. Okie dokie. Our Bible study. The phone number is 720-716-7300. That's 720-716-7300. The access code number is 156 996, followed by the pound sign. And we will start probably, like I said, 5 minutes after I say goodbye to you all. You take care of each other. God bless you, okay? It's amazing what's happening. From an amazing God. I love you. You take care. Until next Tuesday. I'll be with you on our next Tuesday, UB2B. Because Monday is my birthday, in case you didn't know. Size 10 shoe. Size 18. Size. In case you wanted it. You needed that information. Bye-bye.
This session is no longer being goodbye.
I know it. Okie dokie, Nani.
Nanny.
You're Nani.
I'm not your nanny.
I'm Poppy and you're Nani.
I know.
Our
and
grandchildren call us Nani and Puppy.
I know.
You know why they call me Puppy?
Mm-hmm.
Why?
You tell me.
Well, you said, oh.
Because you take.
Lots of pictures. So our grandchildren call me Paparazzi.
Bye-bye.